If you've been wondering if it's possible for people to become millionaires through the nursing profession, then pretty much keep watching because we're going to discuss some of that in this coming video. Hey, this is Thomas from nursemoneytalk.com, and in this particular video, let's talk about can nurses become millionaires? Now, before I get to the kind of like the meat and potatoes, if you will, of this video, I would encourage you to, if you find this helpful, to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So and hit the bell, the notification button, so you do not miss any of our other videos. Now, let's get started. So, when you're looking at, or should I say, asking the question, can nurses become millionaires? There's really a couple different ways you can go about this, and I think it really depends on what your actual intentions are from that question. Now, if you're just asking this just to ask, like, well, can nurses make a good living? Then the answer is definitely yes. Nurses can make a good living, especially compared to other professions. Now, if you're looking at specific numbers, if you look at from this is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. I mean, they're looking at what is it like the median pay for nurses being what $35.24 per hour, which amounts to what about $73,300 per year. Now, of course, this will vary depending on what area of the country you live in. So, for example, if you live in, you could live in like kind of like more of the South, where you might this might average a little lower than that, and then if you live probably more towards like the coast, California or New York or whatnot, then of course this is going to average more than that. I mean, this is without getting into cost of living and all that good stuff. So I think just looking at this, it is possible for nurses to make a pretty good living, comparative to like other professions. Now, if you're just asking this question just in general, just looking at can I become a millionaire just from being a nurse? I would say the answer to this is yes, you can, but I think there's a lot more that goes into just becoming, just saying that yes, you can become a millionaire from the nursing profession. Because to be honest, like you can become a millionaire from a lot of other professions. I mean, if you look at like some of these news stories, you'll see situations where you'll have people who were janitors or whatever and retired millionaires. So just saying, can I eventually become a millionaire? Yeah, you can do that from nursing. You can do that from a lot of other professions as well. If you're saying, can I make a lot of money from being a nurse, then you start getting into a situation of, well, what does a lot of money mean to you? You just saw, I just told you what the average was. A lot of nurses that I know that are starting out, they're probably making what, like maybe like um, maybe like in the 20s, 21, 22, something like that, starting out. And then, of course, you can gradually move up. Like you're looking at contract nurses who are making a lot more than that. So, I mean, so you just kind of have to ask yourself, what is a lot of money if that's where you're looking at? Because, for some people, it might be, well, I just want to be able to make enough money um, make enough money to be able to handle my bills, do a little bit of traveling, something like that. Then, yeah, nursing will definitely handle that. If you are asking yourself, well, I want to be able to make six figures as a nurse, then, there are definitely nurses who who make six figures. I mean, that's I think that's actually probably relatively easy to do as a nurse, just depending on, I guess, how bad you want that six figures. Um, Met RNs who are making six figures. I would say if you're looking more on the I want to make six figures as a nurse, then you're probably better off looking at maybe like your advanced practice nurses. So, this would be like your nurse practitioners, your CRNAs of the world. I think, if it's like, I want to be squarely in the six figure range, I think that is probably more so what you would be looking at. So I think that just kind of hits on a lot of those points in that when you're asking, can nurses become millionaires, you really do have to really know what is your intentions by that. Because strictly just the looking at just the millionaire aspect of things is if the definition of millionaire being when your assets minus your liabilities, if that's over $1 million, then you're a millionaire. So just to clarify that, if that kind of if I missed you with that, so that's like everything you own, the value of everything you own minus the money that you owe. So, like all your debts, credit cards, mortgage, whatever. If all of that equals over $1 million, then you would technically be a millionaire. If that equals in the neighborhood of $2, $3 million, then you'd be a multi-millionaire. So, and I think for a lot, and I think a lot more people could probably get to that aspect of being a quote unquote millionaire by the time they retire just by following simple and I say simple steps, but they're very hard to implement, a lot of which because they require self-discipline. But one, starting to save early, getting a handle on your debt. So not having, eliminating or avoiding credit card debts, like not trying to keep up with the Joneses. So trying to do that, developing a plan for how you're going to reduce your expenses, save money, and then invest that money to actually grow your net worth, if you will. And then like looking at situations of like education, because I think education kind of plays a part into that. Because like I've already mentioned, if you're wanting um, to really expedite, if you will, your income and expedite getting to that millionaire status, if you will, then, education. So getting some of those advanced degrees like a nurse practitioner, like a CRNA, can help in terms of the amount of money that you can bring in on a yearly basis. And then that would, of course, increase the amount of money you can save, the amount of money you can invest, and then being able to get to that millionaire status. But I am curious though, like what so if you're looking at this and this clearly caught your interest about becoming millionaires, what are your goals? Is it about just being able to make enough to take care of of yourself, your family, or is it just I want to make, six figures. I want to be able to make enough money to buy whatever. So I'll be curious. So let me know what your thought process is in the comment section below. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you very soon in the next video.